In today's lesson, we will look at a model paragraph on a particular kind of paragraph. This kind of paragraph, it's a cause or effect paragraph. So how does this relate to what you've learned so far? So far you've learned that academic paragraphs are informative and that they are structured with a topic sentence, 3 to 4 main ideas that are supported with detailed explanations, facts, or examples, and a conclusion sentence that reviews the content of the paragraph. Okay, before we analyze the model, you should read the objectives, or what are the goals for Chapter 7, and the brief introduction on your own. When you're ready, turn to the model, read the model on your own, and try to do the analyze the model questions. Then come back and use this video as a review. Okay, so by the end of this chapter, you should learn how to identify a paragraph as a cause or effect paragraph. You usually won't have to write about both. You should also be able to identify how many main ideas are discussed and find the support for them. One that I will add to this is you should be able to identify the conclusion as well. Okay, so what is a cause? To quickly review, a cause is why something happened. So you might find synonyms like a factor that led to, or the reason for. These are all examples of causes. So what is one cause of obesity, for example? Overeating. Effect means the result, or what happened as a result. So what are the effects of obesity, for example? One effect is high blood pressure. Okay, let's take a look at the model together. Okay, the model is about the Vélib bike sharing program in Paris. And you can see in this photo that this is a bike station. It's a place where users can borrow a bike for a small fee and return the bike there as well. So a bike sharing program. And you can see by the narrow streets in Paris why having a bike sharing program would be important to help reduce the stress of local traffic. Okay, let's read the paragraph together now. Okay, Vélib has become the world's most successful bike sharing program since it was introduced in Paris in 2007. There are 3 important causes for the success of Vélib. First, Paris leaders planned carefully to avoid missteps or mistakes. They analyzed where local residents and tourists were most likely to use bicycles. Vélib planners then selected convenient or easy to use locations for bike stations near bus stops and subway entrances. Why would that be important? Because you want to make sure that people are using the bikes, right? So where would you locate these bike stations? Well, first of all, in areas where there's a lot of tourist or local resident traffic. And secondly, you'd want to put it near bus stations or subway entrances or bus stops, because that way when people get off the subway, they can use the bikes to travel. Let's continue the reading, okay? They also decided to have a distance of just 300 yards or meters from one station to the next. The short distance allows cyclists to pick up and return their bikes easily. Second, the Paris government made Vélib bikes affordable. What does affordable mean? You can see that if we break the word down, able to afford. So in other words, it's a nice cheap price that people can pay. So second, the Paris government made Vélib bikes affordable for riders with the cooperation or with the help of a large advertising company. So what does that mean? It means that the Paris government didn't pay for it completely themselves, did they? Okay, they got the financial help of a large advertising company. So what did the advertising company get in return? So if they helped to pay for it, what did they get? Let's keep reading to find out. Because the company, which company? Because the advertising company agreed to pay for the Vélib bike stations and 20,000 bicycles in exchange for advertising space. This isn't explained here, but the advertising company could use public spaces like city parks or city benches or the sides of buildings, for example, to put up an advertisement, a large billboard. Usually that would cost the advertising company thousands of dollars, but they got it for free. Why? Because they paid for the bike stations and the 20,000 bicycles. So the city, Paris, got the program paid for, and the advertising company got free advertising space. It's pretty smart, isn't it? Pretty clever. Okay, let's read sentence 9 again completely. Because the company agreed to pay for the Vélib bike stations and 20,000 bicycles in exchange for advertising space, a one-day pass, so a one-day Vélib pass, costs just $2.15. With this prepaid ticket, cyclists can have an unlimited number of 30-minute rides. So this is a detailed explanation of what point. Okay, the Paris review here, the Paris government made Vélib bikes affordable. Do you agree that we learned how through a detailed explanation? Okay, they made the program affordable. Okay, let's look at the last point. Sentence 11. Finally, Vélib has been successful because of effective publicity or marketing, successful marketing. The Paris leaders created an image of bicycles as a vehicle for the future rather than an outdated or old-fashioned mode of transportation. In a fashion capital, they convinced people that bicycles are fashionable. In other words, they persuaded people to believe that riding bikes is fashionable. All in all, Vélib has succeeded as a result of thorough planning or complete planning, creative financing through the advertising company in exchange for advertising space, and powerful marketing, making riding bikes fashionable. Okay, let's take a look at the questions you had to do and the answers. So you can see here that I've color coordinated the answers of the questions. Okay, we were asked to identify the topic sentence, and I've done this in yellow. There are 3 important causes for the success of Vélib. So does this paragraph focus on causes or effects? It focuses on causes. Next, we were asked to identify the main ideas. In this paragraph, it was very clear. We were given 3 clear transitions. You can see them highlighted in green. First, second, finally. Okay, but let's take a closer look at each. So the first main idea, first, Paris leaders planned carefully. Second, the Paris government made the bikes affordable. Okay, how? Through creative financing financing with the advertising company. Third, finally, VALIB has been successful because of effective publicity. So what are the three causes? Number one, careful planning. Number two, you could say creative financing. And number three, effective publicity. You weren't asked to, but it's a good idea to look at the conclusion statement as well. Okay, it should mirror the topic sentence. So, I've highlighted it for you in yellow. It's sentence 14. All in all, VALIB has succeeded as a result of thorough planning, creative financing, and powerful marketing. You can see that the sequence or the order of ideas is the same as the paragraph. Okay? The conclusion, if you list your main ideas, it should follow the same sequence. Finally, you were asked to take a closer look at the word because and what it signals in sentence 9. So let's take a look at the red highlight. Because the company agreed to pay for the VALIB bike stations and bicycles, comma, a one-day pass costs $2.15. So in this case, what is because signaling? Cause or effect? Because signals a cause or a reason. Because this reason, comma, this result. This is a complex sentence. If because is used in the first clause or the second clause, the meaning doesn't change. Because will always signal the reason in that clause. Okay, so it signals a reason. Okay, you should now take a closer look for each main idea. Just take a look at how each main idea was explained with some details. And this is a great example of how to write a cause paragraph.